Good morning, everybody. It is January 1st, 2022, and let me be the first one to say Happy New Year. So we are going to title this video Baofeng BF-R3 Corona Review, because currently I have Corona and I am at home with my wife, both suffering through it together. Pretty miserable feeling. Don't wish it on anybody, but it was bound to happen one way or the other. So just to be glad to be feeling well enough to get up and do this review with everybody today. Hope everybody has survived the new year with a good start. And I got my little kitty back there. That's Phoebe with us here today in the ham shack. But didn't want to sit around and do nothing, so I figured why not do a review on a radio that I just purchased. So let's do it. Have the Baofeng BF-R3. Let's see how good that looks in the camera there. They're focused. And right now I have it in VFO mode. Now I've had this radio for about a week and a half now, and I tried to test yesterday, but didn't go well because, one, I wasn't feeling well. I thought I had gotten over the virus that I didn't realize that I had, because the initial tests were coming back negative. So finally got a positive test today. I'm going to go and actually get a better test tomorrow and make sure that it's confirmed that I have corona for my employer. And we'll do it at a licensed medical facility. So anyway, the BF-R3 Baofeng. Now, I just released a video about the controversies regarding these radios. This radio does, however, have an FCC certification. Now, I'm going to show you where those are located. Now, I know the lighting in here right now is not real good, but on the inside of the radio, right here in this area, you'll notice FCC stamp and the Certified European stamp. So you can look that up online to see what the certifications are on this radio. Okay. Now, this radio did not come with this long antenna. Okay, this is a Nagoya triband antenna that I purchased separately. I believe this is called the NA320. I'm going to get the package here real quick. It's amazing how fast I'll let this place clutter up. Yeah, the NA320A. Pretty decent antenna. It's $20, just like most of the Nagoya antennas. The one that makes this one unique is that it is designed for triband and Baofeng. It is SMA female, so keep in mind that most Baofeng radios, if not all, are SMA male antenna on the radio itself, so you need an SMA female antenna for these radios. So the kitten is up here. If you can give me a minute, I'm going to gently place her down on the ground. This kitten's a lot of fun, but there you go. Alright, so Miss Phoebe is back on the ground. Now, with the package that I purchased from Amazon with the radio itself, the radio came with the radio. It came with a 3800 milliamp hour battery. It came with the charger, a certified Baofeng programming cable, and also came with two separate antennas, which Baofeng, you know, they've been around for a while, but they refuse to change this part of their packaging when it comes to their triband radios, which is pretty redundant if you ask me. I mean, if you have an outside company that can make a triband antenna efficiently, why can't Baofeng? Who knows? Maybe it's just a way for them to keep each other in business over there in China. Alright, so what are the benefits of this BF-R3 triband radio? Well, it's triband. It's certified for triband. Now, I don't know what the power output is, but the three bands and generally this is the way they work with just about any radio on the market, regardless of who produces the tri-band radios. Okay. In the 2-meter band, 144 to 148 megahertz, or 147.9, generally maximum output of 5 watts. Same goes for the 70 centimeter band. Generally on the 1.25 meter, which is the 220 megahertz band, generally they only put out about a half a watt to 2 watts of power, which isn't bad, especially if you have high elevation. But that's what makes this radio a little more unique than your typical dual bander. It gives you more option of another bandwidth to explore, monitor, or utilize if you are a ham radio operator. Most veteran ham radio operators already know everything that I'm talking about, but here's the unique thing about the radio. Right now, Chirp has software that works. You don't need special software. However, the model number for this radio does not exist in the Chirp database right yet. So, if you can see, I'm going to start this up. Get it straight here. You'll see my call sign come up. I was able to program that in via the software. Now we are in VFO mode right now. When I push the button here, we'll go into the channel mode. So there's the channel mode, and as you can see, I've been able to program the names of each repeater that are in my area. So it does program well like that, but you have to find the right radio. And we're going to go ahead and show you how to do that here in a second. I'm going to put the antenna back on. Now, all said and done with the aftermarket antenna, it does make the radio appear bigger than what it really is, but the bigger antenna gives you better gain, helps increase your power output a little bit better depending on what bandwidth you're on and what frequency you're using. And then with the extended battery, as far as extended battery meaning extended life battery, instead of a 1200 milliamp hour or 1700 milliamp hour battery, it's 3800 milliamp hour batteries. And you can tell just by the size of the case on the battery and how big the battery pack is. I mean, this is basically a UV5R. Okay, same platform on the body. A UV5R battery will work with the BF-R3, so don't let that fool you. Now, this still will operate out of amateur bands, and once again, as I stated in the last video that I presented to everybody online on YouTube, that I will not transmit out of band on this radio. I will only do what my amateur radio license will allow me to do legally with this radio, and I got it for the versatility of it being a tri-band radio. So, that being said, I'm going to show you guys here what you need to look for as far as the programming aspect of everything goes here. Now, let me make sure that I am getting my Chirp software up here. Now I'm going to try to do this from memory, but let's see. You guys might find this I think I need to press. Yep, there we go. Alright, so this is going to confuse you a minute. This is the OSB software. Okay, so here we are in the Chirp software. Okay, now what you're going to have to do is you will have to what was I going to say? See, COVID really destroys your thought process here. Day 4 in, by the way, so hopefully this gives me time to make a couple videos. If anything comes up, I'll have the thought process behind it to work on it here. What was I going to say here? Yeah. Alright, so we're back into the software. So, what I was trying to tell you is the BF-R3 does not come up as a manufacturer. Right now I don't have anything programmed in. But when you first initially open Chirp and you need to download from radio, what you want to do is click download from radio. To program the BF-R3 correctly, you will need to select the radiodity vendor. Show you here, radiodity from this list. Now we can go into Baofeng. Okay, that comes up, but let me show you under the manufacturers that the BF-R3 is nowhere on this list. So I want to give a shout out to Mr. Rick N3RO for showing me the proper way to download off the software. You're going to want to select Radiodity Radio, being the vendor or the Radiodity manufacturer, and the model number is the UV-5R×3. This will allow you to appropriately program the radio. Okay? So, my thoughts so far. Well, my thoughts so far with the radio is I haven't tested it enough, but I am excited. It's still getting a good 17 miles on 2 meters to the repeater in Frederick, Maryland. It's doing a great job reaching that repeater, getting clean signal reports from home with this radio. And I believe once I have some time to adjust the squelch settings in the radio, yes, and you do want to do that using the Chirp software, because the stock squelch settings on the radio are bogus. Okay, they're set very low, but you want to find a happy medium. You don't want to go too high or too low when you go to adjust the squelch settings. Once again, with every Baofeng radio, the noise discrimination on the radio is not the best, so it does accept a lot of interference from different electronics or electrical systems in the areas. I have an electric fence next door that keep the cows and livestock in, and it can interfere with the radio at times. So keep in mind, no amount of squelching will change that. If somebody has any other suggestions on how to change the filtering on the radio, I've noticed that there are different filters on the radio. I don't know what they do. Maybe it's something somebody can drop a comment and explain that to us, because once again, new ham, lack of experience. Maybe there's something about the Baofeng radio that you know that I don't, and I want to be able to pass that information forward. So as time goes on, I will give you more of a review, but overall, okay, with the aftermarket antenna, with the battery that it comes with, the radio itself was $62 with tax from Amazon. Okay, that came with a programming cable as well. And give me a second. This is the chipped programming cable that it came with. So it is a Baofeng programming cable that is chipped, that will work with just about any Baofeng handy talkie. Came with this cable. I'm not going to do unboxing, guys. You know, if you're buying something off of Amazon and you search for the product, you're going to see what it comes with. Just read. All right, read what you're buying and what you're going to get when you order. So overall, right now, this works just like any other radio, worth the money that was invested. It does a great job for what I need it to do. If I drop it and break it, guess what? I can just go buy another radio for $35 and everything's good to go. These are not rugged. They're not very, they're not badly built. But can you run over your radio with a vehicle and expect it to work? You know, probably not, but that's what you get with a cheap radio. It does its job, and it does it very cheaply. So, that being said, guys, appreciate your time today on this Corona edition of my ham radio reviews. Just keep me in mind throughout your week as I'm recovering from the virus. Not fun at all. And really, I think that the biggest side effect that I can't stand is feeling tired. I'm feeling like I haven't slept, and I slept for 10 hours last night. So just trying to stay vertical today. Anyway, hope you all have a fine New Year. And leave some comments with your New Year's resolutions on what you want to accomplish this year. And maybe I can respond in kind and let you know what my resolutions are. Y'all have a fine day. This is KC3QPJ, and I'll be signing off. Y'all have a fine one.